Alright, this is my Cavalcade of Calamity deck. The all-star is this card, Cavalcade of Calamity. Whenever you attack with creature power 1 or less, deals 1 damage to the defending player or the planeswalker that's being attacked. So I paired this with a bunch of 1 power creatures. Got Hired Poisoner, nice little removal option if we need to block one of their guys. Stronghold Confessor. I don't ever pay the kicker. When I first built the deck, I tested, using the kicker cost to cast him, but he's definitely more efficient as a 1/1 to pair with the Cavalcade. And the Menace ability makes it really problematic for my opponents to declare blockers, because it's awesome. This guy, Vicious Conquistador, he has essentially the same ability as Cavalcade of Calamity. So with him and 1 Cavalcade of Calamity, if they don't block it, that's 3 damage. But if not, it's at least 2 damage. This guy's pretty sweet. He's got haste, and I can sacrifice him to deal damage to problematic creatures if I need to, but for the most part, I'll be attacking with him. Another 1 casting cost, 1/1 haste. He seems to work out, especially in those turns when you just need to draw that 1 more creature to trigger another Cavalcade for the win. Then I have some card draw, Costly Plunder. If they decide to block one of my 1/1 creatures or use a removal card on it, I can turn it into 2 more cards and hopefully get to Cavalcade of Calamity, because I really need that to win. Got Goblin Instigator, 2 mana. I get 2 1/1s, which trigger the Cavalcade. Tormenting Voice. The deck really runs on almost no mana, so I can discard lands, get to the Cavalcade, or if there's maybe a creature in my hand that's not so good, I can also discard Goblin Gathering to Tormenting Voice, because it's got usefulness being in the graveyard, adding to the amount of Goblin tokens you get when you cast it. And another card draw option and Light Up the Stage. So this is a pretty good budget deck. There's probably some better cards I can switch out. There's 0 rares except for my dual lands. And, I have relatively limited deck space. I don't really care about what my opponent's doing, so I don't want a straight up creature removal spell. But yeah, let's take it for a spin and see how it does. I'm not gonna play this in ranked because I will get just crushed. So let's play some fun games. I put the Siege Gang Commander in the deck originally, but I barely ever got to 5 mana, and it would be cool to have the ability to sacrifice creatures and deal more damage. And there's no guarantee I'll get that second land, so I'm not going to keep this hand. Let's see what we can get. Alright, this is pretty good. Got a couple of 1-drops, both of them have haste. We've got a Cavalcade in hand, and a Goblin Gathering. Tormenting Voice, I think I'll keep that on top. Alright. Here we are, 17 to 20. Dawn of Hope. Okay. This guy's going to be gaining some life. Let's see how we do. Oh man, I really needed that other land. Let's see. Get some damage in. I will light up the stage. Nice. So next turn we drop the Cavalcade and they'll be at 10. Oh, they might have some kind of combat trick in their hand. They didn't play any spells. Let's see what we got. Huh. Alright. So play our Goblin Gathering. Now, next turn when we drop our Cavalcade of Calamity, they'll be taking 5 damage off the bat. Not much they could do about it. Unless they have Destroy Target enchantment spell. Boom shakalaka. So he's probably, if he doesn't have a combat trick, he's gonna make a creature token, block one of my guys, take 4. And then we'll be at 2 because of the lifelink. And unless he has something really cool in his hand, I win on my next turn. Alright. That's pretty much how it goes. I mean, we didn't really get to see how good it really can be because my opponent essentially played 2 spells all game. So it might have been that they just didn't get anything useful. Yeah, he gave up. He knew there was no way to stop the Cavalcade of Calamity. And I find that a lot of people haven't really seen it coming when it hits them. But I like to have like 2 of them in my hand and then just drop them when I attack with a bunch of dudes. My opponents, I know they're thinking, you know, what's up with this noob? He's got a bunch of 1/1s that don't really do anything. And then blammo. Sometimes with this deck you can lull people into attacking with everything. They cannot perceive lethal damage coming from 4 or 5 1/1s when they're at 17 or 18. Alright, I like this ad. Started off with the Conquistador. And then next turn I'll light up the stage. Alright, and what do we got? Alright. I wonder if this is the Gates deck. I've done pretty well against that, this one here. Just trying to get as many of my guys out while I can. Yeah, so he's taking his 3rd turn, and he quits. I have so many 1/1s. He could probably only deal with 1 creature at a time. So yeah, that's a wrap. Let me go to the next one. So I like this deck. It's outside of the meta game. Not a lot of people playing, you know, jank 1/1 creatures for 1 with Cavalcade, so a lot of people haven't really seen it coming. And alright, this is pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Keep that hand. Started off with a Conquistador. He's at 17 at the start of his second turn. Oh, Legion Lieutenant. So I'll play a Goblin Gathering. I'll only attack with my Conquistador. And if I need to kill his Legion's Lieutenant, I will, because I can't have his vampires getting all big. Yeah, he didn't even block it, because he's not thinking, oh, this guy has a Cavalcade of Calamity in his hand. Or maybe he just doesn't want to have his Legion's Lieutenant die. Oh. Now, if I were him, I'd have killed the Conquistador, but he doesn't know what's in this deck, so... Oh, see, that was a misplay. I only need 3 mana to run the deck. I should have discarded that swamp as paying the cost for Tormenting Voice. Now, on this turn, I don't think I'm going to attack. So that way I can get more value out of Cavalcade next turn. Hopefully I pick up a second one and I can drop 2 of them on the same round. That would be sweet. Alright. I'll drop it now. So I just halved his life total with an attack. Then he can only block 1 guy. Alright, so now he has to kill all my guys. Yep, good game. A lot of that. A lot of people quitting. If I don't win on the turn I cast Cavalcade, they quit the turn after. Yartle. And I don't usually win this much with this deck. But it's a lot of fun, even when you don't win. Maybe I should try a ranked game just to see how it goes. I just really don't want my ranking to go down. Alright, I think I like this. Turn 1 Conquistador, turn 2 I'll play a Poisoner and a Torch Courier. Hello, Lemont Grobov. Alright. He's probably holding the counter spell. Or maybe he's got a destroy target creature spell. Alright. Ooh, are we going up against a Nicol Bolas deck? Alright. We'll end the turn there. Now I'm assuming my opponents had a counterspell in their hand. Maybe it's a negate or something along those lines. That's a good opportunity for me to play Cavalcade, because now he's tapped out. whoever he blocks, I'm probably just gonna sacrifice to costly plunder. Nice. So I have 2 haste guys to drop on my next turn. That's 4 damage. He won't be able to block everything. Ooh. Alright. That's pretty good. Yeah, buddy. I swear, I really don't win this much. But it's possible all of my opponents I'm going up against aren't really getting the cards they need in their hand. I've had quite a few opponents only play 2 spells, 3 spells. I haven't really played against anybody using Ritual of Soot. That pretty much ends my deck. Tolsimir Wolfblood is my opponent. So I have a turn 1 Confessor. I have no red mana source, and because I play so few lands, I might not draw it for a while. So I'm gonna go for a new hand. Alright, that's a little better. Yeah, we'll keep that on top. Hello, Wolfblood. See, I should have kept that land in my hand. Another misplay. So I'm going to light up the stage, and if I have 2 lands exiled. Yeah, so I miss out on one of those. Yeah. That's part of how you learn. You make those mistakes. And hopefully you don't make them again. Ooh, he gets 2 guys when that one dies. I'm not gonna attack. Alright, the spirits have flying, no lifelink. That's a good thing. All of his guys have afterlife. Alright, so it looks like we might be in for a pretty good game this time. Ooh, that guy's pretty mean. Gonna make me discard stuff when he hits me with him. Hey. Alright, so I'll have my next turn Cavalcade. Oh wow, open the graves. Yeah, this guy's got a pretty fun deck. He's gonna get spirits and zombies when his creatures die. Might keep the Blood Crypt in my hand to discard for Tormenting Voice if I pick it up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 guys to attack with. He's got 3 blockers. And he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. Oh wow. So I need a second Cavalcade to drop. So if I could drop both Cavalcades in one turn, I win. Now I'm wondering if he has that destroy all creatures spell, because that'll pretty much wrap the game up for him. Because he'll get all of his spirits and zombies. Oh yeah. Wow. So yeah, that's pretty good. Blammo. So that's a pretty cool deck I just played against. Just shows why it's important to draw those Cavalcades. Alright, I'll keep this. Red's more important than black, so I don't need to worry about not having a black mana source. Be able to start putting damage on my target. Nice. I've done pretty well against these gain life decks. At this point, I think I might use my mountain for my tormenting voice. Hopefully I'll pick up a swamp. And I did. And I can Goblin Gathering next turn. Unless I pick up a land, then I might just drop the Cavalcade. I'm not attacking, so that my opponent gets a little more confident, thinks I'm a scared of his pride mate. Ooh. It's gaining life. It's gonna be a big kitty. Ooh. Now, this is where it's going to get problematic. I'm really going to have to draw into awesome stuff. I don't really have any way of dealing with the war leader. Yeah, it just wasn't fast enough for the amount of life they gained, the creatures they got. Alright, that's not so bad. Alright, so we're going to block the 10. Going to block the 4. Then we'll take 5. I need to pick up another Cavalcade. No dice. funny. All the other life gain decks I went up against just totally wrecked them. They couldn't get anything going. But they might have just kept bad hands or something. But he was at 30, I think. I just did half of his life total in one swing. But he could just, you know, poke me with a kitty now. Alright, now I'm all tapped out. If you cast another spell, I'm going to make him wait. Because all he has to do is attack. Now he's just being fancy and showing me all the cards in his deck. So I'm going to let the timer run down. Maybe I'll give something haste. So that's the drawback of not having any creature removal in the deck at all. Just removing the War Eater would have given me a huge advantage, or the Pride Mate. But good for him, he did like 50 damage. Alright, I'll do one more, and that'll be the end of this video. If I make improvements or somehow the deck gets better or more efficient, if I try it in ranked, I'll make another one about this. Alright, I'll keep that. Going up against my fate. What am I gonna do? It's fate. Nah, I don't believe in fate. I believe in Fanatical Firebrand. Poking me in the face. Ooh, lifelink. Not again. Not like this. Now he's going to play his Pride Mate, gain 2 life. Put a counter on his Pride Mate. Oh. That does something totally different. Nice. Some straight up vampires coming at you. Nice. Nice. Okay. So I have to block 2 of them to stay alive, and then I'm at 1. He's at 46. Alright, so vampires and pride mates seem to totally mess me up. I'm playing a losing game here. He's just putting more lifelink stuff down. Oh. Oh, he's gonna just fly over and poke. Alright, so that's it. Cavalcade of Calamity. It's pretty fun. Even when you don't draw a Cavalcade of Calamity. So yeah, thanks for watching.